Hello to this and welcome to this stream. As you can see, the space station is coming towards the poles, but what? Okay, I'm just gonna and we're gonna start building. So, I'm just gonna bump up the master volume. That's a bit loud. I'm gonna turn it down a bit. There, that should work. And so we will be building an N1. I'm just looking at picture of it so I can see it, obviously. I know it's pretty much the same as the Soyuz-ish, or the payload at least is. And then there's the thing on top. I'm not a rocket scientist, so I don't know what all these things are called. And then from the image I have, it looks like there are two struts, strut type things. There, that should be good enough. And then the classic, not really sure how to explain the shape of Soyuz, because this is basically Soyuz, just on a bigger rocket. It's like I'm just gonna, apparently the sound is a bit too loud, so I'm just gonna turn it way down. And I'm gonna jump right back into this. And so it looks a lot like the Soyuz from what I can see of it. I do have the Making History DLC, as most people do now. And that's kind of Soyuz-ish. It should be good enough. And then this is all in like a payload fairing. So and then directly under this is the LK. It's like, I don't even need a separator. I'll just use the LK's docking port. Or L3, wait, what's it called again? I don't even remember. Why am I using a normal sized docking port? It's supposed to be the small one. And just one lonely astronaut on the moon. That would be kind of terrifying. And basically everything the Russians / the Soviets make is a ball shape. And looks like it's kinda like that. But it wasn't the complete circle, it was like most of it. There, that looks, I gotta say, that looks kind of historically accurate. And I'm gonna use a large engine, just turn down the gimbal, thrust, and gimbal, I guess. Because I just want to see, on the MUN, oh, we have more than enough. I just want to see if the really small spark, not quite enough. So I guess I'll stick to that. But just do that. And then the LK ditches the landing gear. So what I'll do is put it like that. Put the landing gear on, which I believe you can do. It's not letting me do that. And now I can't grab that piece, so I guess what I'll have to do is, those are really big. I'm doing this all stock, so those are even bigger. I guess I'll just put them on the side and put the gear directly on them. Like, it doesn't have that big gear, so I guess what I'll do is put that up so I can put those in and down there. That should be good. The only thing is they have to be like that. I have no idea what the hatch is on this thing. I think this is it. So get the ladder. Kind of need a ladder. Then there. That'll work. Not the most accurate thing in the world, but it'll work. And then just for docking, I'm gonna get a few of those. Clip them right in. And then how am I gonna do RCS ports? Looks like I'll just have to like put them here and then re-angle them, put them up and in a little bit. That should work for the LK. And then it's in a massive fairing, the whole stack. And it does go out a little bit. Plus I will need it to go out a little bit. There, that looks decent. And then we're really gonna have too much fuel in this stage. And I'm using a lot of making history engines because I want to. And because I clipped it in, I'm gonna get rid of that shroud. I don't know. And then there's an abort tower, which and where's that piece? This for the docking port. And then I'll put the tower. And plus we'll need some RCS just so we can have an easier dock. And then this is kind of a hard shape to replicate. Like, it's big and long. Mine might be a bit too long. Yeah, that looks really long, but like, it's a big rocket. I'm sure it'll be fine. And then it looks like, from what I can see, the rocket only gets wider from there. So that might be a bit wide, but it doesn't matter. And then actually, I think I'm gonna have to use this fairing just kind of like this. I can't see because of those pillars. I don't believe you can do this in the stock game because I do have the hangar extender mod, which lets me put vehicles higher than some cases than they can go. So this stage will just have to be I guess that will be okay. And then obviously make it orange, Soviet orange. How many stages does this have? Oh, how many engines? Let me check. I think 8 from what I can find, which is still a lot of engines. There, that's 8. That'll work. I do have to make sure they stay in that footprint, but just so we have enough fuel. Of course, we're still on the Mun. This alone has enough thrust to get my whole vehicle off the ground, but obviously that's not what we need here. And the vehicle has crossed. So that'll need that too. And for the largest stage, I can work a little bigger, cause like, it's the N1. But something doesn't look right about this. I feel like I'm missing a stage. So it looks like there's like a small stage, and I am gonna use some clipping, because this stage is white, I believe, and I'm just gonna do that. Clip them in. Even though it would be easier, and actually I don't know why I did that, because I should just be using this and then put the decoupler on, get rid of the shroud, so I can do that. And oh no, I'm definitely gonna have to lower this. And rebuild the fairing. For that stage, and then like I don't even need this to go like too far. Actually, you know, that's probably gonna be a bit too tall. can't make it wide enough. So, what am I gonna do? I'll probably have to make the bottom kind of thought it would come to this. Because the bottom is very wide. This might be a bit too wide even, but I'm trying to get the angle just right. And then just filling up that hole there. But obviously I have to make the whole thing black. There. And then lower it. It's still a bit big, but like, think this is what it'll have to be. And now that I'm actually happy with the size, what I have to do is make it work. I might actually, because like this is what I have to keep. So I'll work with slightly smaller parts. There, I guess that'll work. And then I'll need another one. That color clash, it looks kind of ugly. So what I'll need to do is get the pieces okay, and then very slowly build it in. It's kind of crooked, but I'll fix that. And then that one's still a bit crooked. There. Think that'll do it. But now I think I'll have to work a bit smaller. don't even know how that piece got angled in that way. And we're pretty much at the top of the stage. Oh, yeah, stage. So now I'll just have to work with this open area. I'll have to try, which will most definitely take a while. And then I'll just have to make it all. Because that's what I have to do. And then I won't need that. What I will need though is much smaller pieces. That I guess that'll be good enough. There. This might be pushing it a bit wide, but it's the N1. There's nothing more Kerbal than that. And obviously now that I'm at this diameter, I just have to keep working smaller and smaller with these. Like, fortunately these tiny pieces I can work with for a while up. I knew it would be the first one that would be the hardest. And then I have to angle these in a particular way that makes it believable that yes, this is the N1. And that's looking, oh, not quite. Looks like we're gonna have to go with a high angle. Like, it's not gonna be perfect, but it's slightly more Kerbal, and it's not perfect. I just want to quickly check my part count, because 300. Yes. And then we angle that a bit. Same for the other side. Down a little bit. I feel like I might need to add some more fuel because this stage is absolutely massive. This is a lot of like sort of custom parts. Like, some people might not think that this is custom, but I do. at this point is when I realized that I have to step it up on the slope a bit. And then I can use these pieces because the whole thing is going to end up black anyway. Blackish. So it's just making it a bit easier on everyone. Especially me though. To just do it like that. Doesn't look perfect, but this vehicle will be shown for a very quick, very short time. Its video will be probably the shortest in the series, and the thing I'm worried about is coloring all this black. I probably should have started like that. And now that it's like this is when I have to start using these. Angle them in such a way and then put them down. So but obviously I still need to get them to the right inclination, and each side is on a different inclination for some reason. So I have to be very specific with how I do this. And I think that might work. And then up here is when I can use the slightly larger pieces. And then move them around. And then once again I have to do some high amounts of part clipping to make this work. That's a bit too long. Most of my videos don't have this much part clipping, but this is a very hard shape to make. So I knew that this part clipping would be very much needed. It doesn't look the very best, but it should work. And then I just have to do this one part. I don't know why that was tilted so much. And then I just need to position these in such a way that, fortunately, I don't have to do a lot of like really close shots of this vehicle. So all the things that make it slightly strange, I guess. And I'll be flying this vehicle off recording. I won't, basically what I'm trying to say is I won't be flying the vehicle in this stream. And I also won't be uploading a video today, as I have been uploading a lot more recently. Like a lot more recently. And now there's still a bit of red, or I mean orange. Where'd I get red from? But and just adding some fuel tanks. Surprisingly, they aren't visible. Technically, they kind of are, but now I have to add a lot of engines. I believe it's like 37 or something. A lot. And one engine's 30. So looks like I'll be putting on engines for a while. So just gotta find the engines I'll be using. A plus A, 16. Plus 8, 24. And then 6 more engines. I'll just put in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, what? Now we're at 6. Forgot KSP doesn't have symmetry for 5, so I just counted from 1 to 6, not skipping 5. And I've got to clip the engines a little bit. This has to be possibly one of the rockets with the most engines I've ever built. There, that looks pretty good. Like, I have to say, I will be kind of amazed if I don't have enough thrust to get off the ground. Oh, and it doesn't look like I have I do. I gotta say, that's surprising. But we have a lot of fuel, so there. That now we'll get off the ground. And I'm just making sure. Oh, almost forgot parachutes. Even though I don't even need to fly this all the way to the Mun, because as I'm sure you know, the missions didn't make it that far. It looks a bit short, or like the first stage looks a bit short, the fairing looks a bit too long, but it'll be fine. And I did say I won't be flying it to the Mun, but I'll do a test launch of it, just into like orbit or something. We only need one person on it. That'll be fine. And as I'm getting ready, or it's loading, getting ready for the launch, okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh, it is slowly getting off the ground. Oh, losing fuel really quickly. Oh. What? Wow. Only the engines blew up. And then as you can see, the second stage has enough thrust to get us off the ground, but anyway, I'll need to add some fuel lines, even though that will leave those tanks with more fuel than the core. Oh, and it looks like it didn't. Symmetry. So, just doing some simple fuel lines should fix it. And this, if this works, then it works, I guess. Not really sure how else to say that. And liftoff, still as slow as usual, but it looks like we're still. Now which engines? Oh, those engines weren't getting enough fuel, or they weren't getting fuel at all. So You've probably seen this about 1,000,000,000 times at this point. Just something running out of fuel too quickly, me adding a fuel line. Something running out of fuel too quickly, me adding a fuel line. But I believe this is the last fuel line that needs to be made, and now we can test it one more time. Hopefully it works this time. And if it does, then yay. Hopefully, obviously, hopefully it works. Okay, now we're back on the launch pad. And once again, very slow. I'm just gonna time warp, and now it's rolling randomly. So I'll have to keep control of the roll. Hey, that actually kind of rhymed. Keep control of the roll. And it is lifting off, thankfully, this time. Technically it lifted off every time. I'm just trying to control this roll. And it looks like the first stage is overkill and has too much fuel, but due to the very slow speed of it, all the fuel will be needed to get to a satisfactory height for the next stage. To ignite. Oh no, I'm losing it. This isn't the easiest thing to fly in the world. I'll give it that. And now I've started a bit of a trend, having my streaming rockets being a bit harder to control than the others. Hopefully it can speed up a little bit, because it is taking forever. But being honest, it's slightly harder to fly a horribly flying rocket and do a commentary at the same time. I'll admit that's kind of hard. That's probably the hardest thing about this. Maybe other than the build. The build was really hard. Not so much hard, just as long. Like, I was building for like 45 minutes, which most of my vehicles usually don't take that long. And someone write in the comments if I should do the full mission of the N1 for Space Race episode 6, I believe. Yes, I've already recorded some episodes for Space Race. But we're losing fuel. The engines are about to shut off. Wait, what? There we go. Slightly glitchy, but now I'm gonna start tipping over. And now I just realized, looks like we're going into a polar orbit. I didn't even notice. Other than the big N, obviously. I wasn't paying much attention to that, but looks like alternate history. We're going to the North Pole. And someone tell me if I should do the full mission of it or just the actual flight, which was a little bit quicker than... Oh, and I just noticed that abort tower is moving a lot, which means that, oh, I think I went of a bit too shallow of an angle. Yeah, it looks like we're flying it like an SSTO. And now I'm just trying to pitch up as much as I can. Oh no. The fairing is causing me some trouble. So oh no. Hey. This is sort of realistic to the real mission. So I've got that, I guess. And it looks like we are spinning. Well, at least now you can see the LK. I'm just gonna like eject from here. Oh, and now we are falling very fast. Deploy. Oh, I just realized I'm still attached. Okay. This Kerbal, the parachute's deployed at a very high altitude. And this field has many memories for me. As a young player, I was trying to build a massive space station, but in a polar orbit. I was going for a regular orbit, but it ended up going in a polar direction, so I just was like, okay. And then it blew up. And I'm just gonna revert to the vehicle assembly building, because I don't... need a bit more... We don't need any more fuel, we just need a bit more thrust. I give it very slightly more. And what about this fairing is the vehicle getting angry about? Like, it's not clipped to anything. Maybe it's this. Or maybe it's because it was swinging around so much. So instead of doing what I would always do and just add a bunch of auto strut, I'm gonna do some real natural struts. Only one side made it for some reason, so I'll have to do them. Now none of them are making it. I'll just have to do it. Ah! Well, you know what? It doesn't even matter anymore. So, KSP United is saying the Kerbals are supposed to jump out. Yeah, they are. But that, like, doesn't matter. So, I'm gonna do one more quick test before I end this, and I'm gonna now we're going slightly faster, a blazing 10 meters per second. Wow, 10 whole meters per second. And we're about to hit an hour into the stream, which is good, I guess. And I was wondering at the beginning why no one was watching, but now people have showed up. KSP United, Space Guy 90, and Blue Yellow. And type in the chat if you think my N1 looks good. Please. It looks like we're going a bit anti-normal, I think. Oh, anyway, we were going the way we don't want to. So, not Space Guy 90, KSP United said it's decent, which consider that a compliment. And now we're going a little bit faster as the stage loses control and dies. I'm kidding. As we start to run out of fuel in this stage. It really isn't that easy to control. I don't even know how this is flying at this point. It is horrible at flying. Like, you would think it would be easy because we have so many engines gimbaling away. Oh, there. Now they're gonna cut out soon. Very soon. Like, probably 30... Oh, close enough. I was like 30 seconds off. If I had just said now, then everyone would have believed me and it would have been good. And this is everyone. This is my favorite thing to fly ever. I love it. It's hard to fly. Hey, I just realized we're over an hour in. Woo! I wasn't even paying attention to that. But okay, what's our apoapsis? Apoapsis. Apoapsis. It's that wiggling insanely again. Like I'm just holding the rocket at like a 45-degree angle. Because once again, and now that abort tower is making it go like insane. It's kind of annoying, but I don't want to rage too much on the abort tower. The only thing I'm worried about is after this stage burns out. Ah! I'm just gonna burn like this for like ever. That nose cone keeps, the abort tower keeps going insane. It's and now we're out of fuel. And this stage is supposed to get us into orbit, but at this point I don't know if it will, because I just want to end it when I get into orbit. As soon as I get into orbit, there, okay, gonna burn out the tank by quite a lot. Okay, stop and just go in the direction. 2, 1. Okay. Now I can do some time warping. And hey, it's separated, okay, woo! I didn't think that would happen. But now we're going way down. Fast. So, oh, this orbit might not work. Hopefully it does. Just for a bit of an extra boost, I'm gonna activate that. Okay, where's our periapsis? 71, woo! And 89. So, here we are in orbit. Technically, that goes, that goes, that goes. I'm just gonna deorbit because this doesn't have to drag on any longer. And looks like I'm deorbiting with the LK engine. So there, now we're out of orbit. Now I'll just decouple node, and I have to keep this on because if I want to keep it realistic, then it looks like okay, chat, I need your help. What does this shape look like? What do you guys think this shape looks like? So, and now the fact that has come is that we are basically done this stream. Apoapsis is in the atmosphere. Periapsis is at -40. I think that's just the indicators. I'm just gonna get rid of a few of these things indicating to me, because like if I go into Kerbin, then the orbit line continues. But anyway, now things are getting spicy. Looks like we might hit the water. It's like nighttime, so I can't really see where we are. Oops. There. Now the parachutes have deployed. KSP United, what are you trying to say to me? A ball in a socket, a ball socket bearing thing? What? I'm confused. Oh, and now our descent is about to come to an end. Like, KSP United, what do you mean? Okay, anyway, we're about to touch down, and 3, 2, 1. Hey, I timed it right. Okay, people, I built an N1 today. Thanks for watching. We've just hit 70 minutes, which I guess is good. So now that we've completed that launch, I'm gonna complete the stream. Thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye.